Off cambers are basically riding across the gradient of the slope. So the first thing, and first and foremost with riding off cambers, is your braking. Braking is everything. As you're coming in, you don't want to be doing any slowing down on off cambers. You want to be modulating or feathering your brakes, making sure that you're not doing any big aggressive slowing down movements along the off camber. So as I'm coming in, making sure that the speed I'm entering with is the speed I'm going to keep, ideally maybe even being off the brakes, as this won't weight your tires, forcing a slip out. But the more braking that I'll be doing, you've just got to be wary. Anytime you're doing any hard braking, this is going to make your wheels heavy and it could cause a washout, either of your front or your back wheel. Back wheel ideally, because you could perhaps save that, but if your front wheel washes out, it's a little bit harder to save. You'll often go down with that. So first point of call is braking, making sure that you're coming in at a pace you're comfortable with, modulate your braking across the off camber. The body position you're going to adopt while riding off cambers, first thing, attack position. Get your weight down, pivoting at the hips, getting your center of mass as low to the ground as possible. You're going to have your outside foot down. You don't want your inside foot down. This runs it a lot higher to the bank and runs the risk of hitting obstacles on the inside. So foot on the outside, leaning the bike over. What I'm doing now is I'm getting my body position, I'm leaning it over and I'm getting my body position a little bit further to the outside of the bike. This is going to weight my, my outside foot and in turn my bottom bracket and the inside of the tires, which is where I'm getting my traction from in this instance. So when riding off cambers, the first thing that you want to do is find your endpoint, know where you need to get to. So ideally with these, they're going to start pushing you down the hill. So the gradient of the slope is going to push you off. It's going to want to tend to push you down the hill. So coming in, knowing where you need to go is the first point of call. As you're coming along, you're going to be riding, modulating your brakes. What you can do is start to look for these weighting and unweighting places where you can compress. So if there are obstacles on the off camber, for example these roots, I can go in between them, I can unweight over the roots, compress down, and just use that little bit of compression into the ground to kind of push in and pop my weight up again, just to keep me up nice on the bank. There'll often be chances for this, so just popping in, pushing in, getting up high on the bank to maintain and keep your height so that you don't slide down, ending up on the outside or where you don't want to be for your end point. When you're braking on off cambers, you're going to be modulating, feathering your brakes. You don't want to be doing aggressive braking. The angle of your bike is already ready to wash out. So if I'm doing any aggressive front braking, it might wash my front wheel or it might wash my back wheel. So keeping a nice even weight distribution, keeping my brakes nice and feathered is what I'm looking for. No hard braking movements. And if I am going to do any, if I am a little bit uncomfortable at first, what I can do is I can take my inside foot off and dab if I'm really uncomfortable, which is just basically getting your foot off to the inside, not putting it on the ground, but just keeping it out in case the back wheel washes out. Then I can just drop a foot and I'm not falling over. This helps and is ideal if your front wheel washes or if your back wheel washes, and especially if you're just starting out. It's just a safety precaution, just something that you need to know. I don't recommend doing this on every instance, only if you're uncomfortable riding and the off camber is really steep.
I really hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you learned a lot. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, or it would mean a lot. Anyhow, jump onto the next video and let's see what else you can learn.